It is time to answer to your question about French stereotypes. Hey guys, it's Ellie from France. Today I want to debunk some French stereotypes you have about my country. I'm a bit rusty, sorry. So I just went online, looked through random stereotypes. I haven't really read all of them. I just pulled out some random websites and I'm going to put all the links below. And I will try to answer my best because you cannot of course apply one stereotype to an entire nation, even though sometimes they can apply to the majority of people. So I'm going to be as real as I can. I don't want to offend anyone. If you're French and you don't agree, you can disagree, of course. I'm just going to answer with my own opinion on those questions. And you also have to take everything with a pinch of salt, you know. Let's dive in. The first one, French people are romantic. I think in movies you have this idea of French people walking with a nice lady in the streets of Paris, but in reality I don't think it is true because, yeah, some people are romantic, but I don't think you can apply that to the whole country. So I would say no. French people are rude. Well, I see why it's in the stereotypes, but I had this stereotype when I was in the US about New Yorkers as well. A lot of people in America were saying, oh, New Yorkers are rude. And I think it is kind of the same answer for French people and New Yorkers. Because if you take the example of Paris, it's a very busy and touristy city, so people are probably tired to answer to tourists' questions about where is this museum, where is this place, you know? So everyone try to just stay in their own bubble, but I don't necessarily think French people are rude. French people might be rude to you if you don't say hello before you ask something, or if you don't say thank you. French people are very particular when it comes to being polite, so you have to be very polite in your emails and in how you communicate with them. If you go to the bakery, you have to say hello first before ordering. It's not like in America, you go to a place and say, I will have a decaf. Like in France, you have to start with hello. Can I please have a decaf? So I don't think French people are rude. Some of them are, but you cannot apply that to the whole country. Again, French people are intellectuals. So I could see why people put this stereotype in, because France, of course, have a lot of history. So I don't really know which kind of definition you're giving to intellectual. Are they like above average smart? I don't think so. Are people in France smart? I would say in general yes, but not necessarily above. So I don't really know what to answer to this question. French people don't speak English. That one is super fun and it's super real. I cannot say the contrary here. We are taught, I think, since we're like 8 or 9, how to speak English. We know the basics for the majority. We know the basics, but since we have only learned the language with French English teacher, which are not natives, of course, people don't really get a hang of speaking the real language. And I also see a lot of times where people are in contact with a foreigner and they don't know how to answer in English. So French people try to only speak French when they can, and English is not the really spoken language here. So I would say yes, French people don't really speak English. This one is interesting. French people are gourmets. So a gourmet is someone who likes fine wine, fine food. And yes, this one is entirely true. French people like good quality food, wine, dessert. We have a real appreciation for everything related to la gastronomie. Yeah, this one is entirely true. French people wear berets and striped t-shirts. So I would say it's half yes, half no. French people wear berets. Berets are very old-fashioned, and it was part of a uniform for the Marines, if I'm not saying it wrong. You can see people wearing berets because they're, I think, beautiful and they symbolize the French fashion, but not a lot of people wear berets. It's like in Russia, I think, if I'm not saying it wrong, not a lot of people wear those chapka. I haven't seen a lot of people wear beret. They're kind of vintage now and they're cool to wear, but not a lot. But for the striped t-shirts, I cannot say no because my personal wardrobe over there is probably composed of half strap t-shirts. I really like strap t-shirts. A lot of people do appreciate them. It doesn't necessarily mean that French people only wear strap t-shirts. I would say they wear them. Almost every single French person has some kind of strap t-shirt. But I wouldn't say we wear them all the time. It depends on the person. I do because I love them, but I cannot summarize that or apply that to the whole French population. So it's a yes and a no at the same time. French people are dirty. I don't really understand that question. Like, why would French people be dirty or smelly? It even says, yeah, smelly. No, French people are really clean. Like, I think in like all the countries we shower every day. We wear clean clothes. So I don't really get the stereotype here. What do you think, that we don't shower, we don't shave or whatever? No, French people are very clean. French people eat a lot of baguettes, and I think we can say in general bread. And that one is super true. I would say an average family or an average person goes to the bakery, I would say a minimum of 4 times a week, and sometimes even like twice a day, or even 3 times. As I explained in the previous video that I will put somewhere on the screen or link down below, French people have this boulangerie way of life really ingrained. So you can go in the morning to the boulangerie to buy your breakfast. It can be a croissant, un pain au chocolat, or some kind of bread. You can also go there for lunch if you have a lunch break to get some sandwich that is made at the bakery. And at night sometimes you can just go to buy your bread for the next day. So some people go there a few times a week just to have a little bit of bread, but I would say people in France are huge consumers of baguettes and bread. French people smoke like chimneys. Hell to the yeah, that's true, unfortunately. A lot of people smoke. I don't remember the exact statistics. It was also in the same previous video I talked about earlier. I think that over 50% of the population smokes, or something like this. It is crazy. A lot of people start smoking at a very early age, and it is very common to have the traditional café club break. So you drink your coffee during your break and you smoke as well. So that is true, unfortunately. French people drink a lot of wine. And that one is true. It is super funny because not a long time ago, I saw a statistic that alcoholism is defined differently depending on your culture. Because in France, drinking wine is a part of the culture. Someone who will drink a glass of wine every night won't be considered as alcoholic. Maybe if you are in America and you have a glass of wine every night with your partner or alone, you might be considered as an alcoholic. In France, it is very, very normal to come home and either before or during your meal, you're drinking a glass of something or a glass of wine. And it is normal. Even in Italy, it is very normal to drink wine or some kind of alcoholic beverage on a daily basis, or a beer or whatever. French people eat a lot of cheese. That one had to come, of course, after the wine stereotype, and that one is true as well. Almost every single French person I know has cheese at least once a day. And usually they have it either before or after their main meal. So I know that my boyfriend, when he goes to his parents and they're eating usually after the main meal, before the dessert, his mom asks him like, do you want some cheese? They put a big cheese platter on the table and everyone has a little toast of cheese, and then we get to the dessert. So that one is true as well. French people are lazy. I don't think we are. I know that in other countries the average work week is maybe 40 hours or over 40 hours. In France, since I don't remember exactly when, the average work week of an employee is 35 hours. In some contracts you have a 39-hour contract per week, but the majority is 35 hours of work per week. And usually how the days at work are done is that you usually arrive at 9. You have a lunch break usually from 12 to 2, because French people love to have a long lunch break. And then they work until 6, because our quota of hour we have to respect every day is 7 hours. And usually people take a 2-hour lunch break. I also see why people think that, because we have a lot of bank holidays. I think France has the most bank holidays among all the countries in the world. If I'm not saying it wrong, I might be. But we have a lot of those. We call them jours fériés. Everyone likes to have his jour férié because you don't work, and I don't know, it's just the way we live, and it's the way things are done here. Depending on where you're working, in which company, you're entitled to at least 5 weeks of paid vacation per year, which I think is super important because you cannot only work. The way French people see life is that you have your professional life, but you also have your personal life, which is super important. You have to have hobbies, you have to have the time to go on vacation with your family. So I don't think French people are lazy. They just live their life and they do their work because it has to be done at some point, but we just live a bit differently from other countries, I think. All the French people eat frogs. I'm not really sure on this one because I ate frogs for the first time in my life 2 years ago, and I was really suspicious and I was really scared. And my boyfriend said, you know, like, my grandma knows how to cook them the best, because how you are supposed to make those is with a lot of butter and something called la persillade. So it's basically like parsley, garlic, all of that in butter, so it's super yummy. And he said that frogs taste like chicken, and I was like, how can they taste like chicken? It really doesn't look that appealing, you know. Not that a chicken looks appealing, but the frog, like, it's tiny, like, how is disgusted by it in the first place when I was thinking about how it can taste. And then I was like, okay, I should try. If he says that it's super good, I have to try them. And it is super good. It is very, very good if there's a lot of butter. Obviously not, I cannot really have those because I'm lactose intolerant, but they are hella good. Yes, French people eat frogs, but no, we don't eat them all the time. That's how I would answer that question. I hope you like this video. This video is not here to offend any one of you. If you're French and you disagree, please put your thoughts and share it in the comments. I would love to see a discussion happening about what you think is true, what you think is not true, or if you have had other stereotypes about French people or France. Put them down below. I can still answer to those. And it is a very gloomy French day today. It is very, very gloomy. So I'm just going to end up the video here. Please put a thumbs up. It helps my channel to grow, and I also really like to see that you like the content I'm filming and editing for you guys. And I'll see you soon. Salut!